just like Mother's Day. Today is like Mother's Day. How do we know is this supposed to be today? It's like
there's no such thing as a Mother's Day according to God.
right. Someone created that.
Right.
Man-made person. So.
Yes, and I'm going to show you that about birthdays. Go to Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 14. I got to show you that. Yeah, look, we're going to give it to you real quick. I want you to pay attention to this, bro. We're going over birthdays. Read this.
Jeremiah chapter 20 and verse 14. Cursed be the day wherein I was born.
So the Bible says, cursed be the day when I was born. A lot of people, when they say when their birthday shows up, it's what? It's a what?
Like the day we were born.
They reference as a blessing. But the Bible says what?
Cursed be the day wherein I was born. Let not the day wherein my mother bare me be blessed.
It's not a blessing. I'm not worried about my birthday. Right? Read.
Cursed be the man who brought tidings to my father, saying.
Because when you're a father, right? You have children, obviously. What happens when their birthday show up? What do you do? What do you give them?
Honestly, I don't go all out with the mom.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you a general question.
Like, all Mexican, so
all right.
She goes through all this and that. And like, me, I'm not a...
But when people celebrate birthdays, they normally give them presents, right?
Yeah.
That's one of the traditions of men. That's what it's going over. It's giving you that description, that detail. So what's the point I'm trying to make? God never acknowledges to do birthdays. Like the captain said, that's idol worship. Because if you look up, you can Google this, that's a satanic holiday to celebrate your birthday. All the other heathens celebrate their birthday. And you know what they did to us when they celebrate their birthdays? They put us to death. They put us to death. You can look that all up in history, man. I'm gonna show you an example. 2 Maccabees 6, verse 6. Read that.
2 Maccabees 6 and verse 6. Neither was it lawful for a man to keep Sabbath days.
Now this is talking about us in the Greek history. Y'all ever seen the movie 300? That's talking, you said no. But you heard about the Greeks, right? The Greek Empire? Little bit? But long story short, we were the captives during that empire's rise. So it wasn't lawful for us to call ourselves Israelites. What's your race? I never asked you. Yeah, are you Mexican or are you Salvadorian? Mexican? So according to the Bible, you're from the tribe of Issachar. My brother right here, what was your name again? Jonathan's from the tribe of Asher. So guess what? It wasn't lawful for us to acknowledge that we are of these people. Right? Come on.
And in the day of the king's birth.
Now this is talking about the Greek's king's birthday. Right? This is what he did to us. Read.
And in the day of the king's birth, every month, they were brought by bitter constraints.
Now he forced us to do what he wanted to do on his day. Right? Read.
To eat of the sacrifices. And when the feast of Bacchus was kept.
Now during the feast of Bacchus and any other day he reverenced, he forced us to eat of his sacrifices. You know what those were? Unclean food. You eat pork? You don't eat no bacon? So you do. You eat pork? Y'all don't eat no carnitas, pastor, chicharrones. That's good, that's good. Okay, but you can't eat that at all. You can't eat that at all because guess what? God never wanted us to eat those unclean foods. And we're going to show you that law in a second, all right? Read.
Leviticus chapter 11 and verse 7.
Go back to where you were. Read.
And when the feast of Bacchus was kept, the Jews were compelled to go.
Now, we are the Jews, right? Read. All right, my brother. Keep reading.
Thank you so much.
Compelled to go in.
Call that number.
Procession to Bacchus, carrying Isaac.
You got a flyer? Hey, give my brother a flyer right over here. Make sure you call that number if you got any more questions, all right? Now, Michael, I want you to pay attention because remember, we weren't acknowledged to call ourselves Jews during the birth of the Greek king when he was celebrating his birthday. Now, read on.
Moreover, there went out a decree to the neighbor cities of the heathen by the suggestion of Ptolemy against the Jews.
Now, this is a decree. You know what a decree is? That's a order, a mandate. Like, for example, COVID-19 hit, right? What was their decree? What did you have to do when you had to go into the stores? You got to wear a mask. Yeah, exactly. So look, this is a decree they made for us to keep their birthdays.
Right.
Read.
That they should observe the same fashions and be partakers of their sacrifices.
Read.
And whoso would not conform themselves
Now, if we weren't following their customs, this was the judgment. Read.
to the manners of the Gentiles
Uh-huh.
should be put to death.
They should be what?
Put to death.
So if we didn't celebrate their birthdays, you know what would happen, Michael? What did it just say?
Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. I want you to know that you can view all our Sabbath classes live on IUIC TV. That's right, I said on IUIC TV. Download the app today. Shalom.
Read it again.
And whoso would not conform themselves to the manners of the Gentiles
The Gentiles are the Greeks or other nations outside of the Israelites. If we didn't conform to what they wanted us to do, read,
should be put to death.
what would happen to them, Michael? Our people would be put to death. That's the origins. This is a timeline of when we were forced to do birthdays. Now we don't think much of it. And the brother earlier made a point. All these customs that we keep, like Christmas, birthdays, Mother's Day, those are man-made. You're going to understand which days are important by what God says. Sirach 33:7.
Sirach chapter 33 and verse 7.
Bring it out.
Why doth one day excel another? When as all the light of every day in the year is of the sun.
So the question is, why are all the days going to be different? They're going to make a difference if the sun rises and the sun sets the same way. That's the question, right? Read.
By the knowledge of the Lord, they were distinguished.
By the knowledge of God, the days are distinguished. So you're going to know which days are more important according to what God says. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Read.
And he altered seasons and feasts. Some of them hath he made high days, and hollowed them. And some of them hath he made ordinary days.
So the point of why I brought this up is there are specific days that God has ordained for us to keep. One of those days is the Sabbath day. Do you know when the Sabbath day is? Have you heard about the Sabbath day? I'm going to show you that. Because a lot of times, I don't know if you've seen people go to church. What day normally do people go to church? Sundays. Now I know certain people go to Saturdays, but man-made religion, Christianity has taught us we got to reverence and gather together on Sunday. But we need to see if that is in the Bible. Exodus 20:8. Read.
Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
So we're talking about the Sabbath day, right? Read.
To keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day.
Stop right here. So he says 6 days, you're going to do all your work and labor, right? Those are the ordinary days God gave us. But what?
But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
The seventh day he hallowed out and made the Sabbath. Now, do you know when the seventh day is?
You gotta watch your audio monitor.
It's not Sunday. And I can prove that.
No, I don't.
When you look on a calendar, right? Do you have a calendar on you right now? On your phone? I want you to look at what the first day of the week is. Is it Monday or is it Sunday? Let me know.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
Which one is the first day of the week?
Okay. If that,
Huh?
if that doesn't work, if that just makes everything
Show me.
crazy, then use this. Sometimes it's just
Go to your calendar. That's your day. Because when you look at a week calendar, it's going to start at Sunday. It always starts at Sunday. So my point is, look, check it out. You see at the top right here? You see where I'm pointing at? That's not Monday. What is that? That's Sunday. So that's your first day of the week. And when you count down to 7 days, it's going to end on Saturday. That is the Sabbath that you got to hallow out, right? Read.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God. In it thou shalt not do any work.
So this is how you keep the Sabbath day. You don't do any work. Read.
Thou, nor thy son, nor thy daughter.
That's it. So on the Sabbath day, you're not supposed to work, you're not supposed to cook, and you're not supposed to buy and sell. Read.
Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor, and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So the seventh day is the Sabbath. Now, I'm going to ask my brother Michael, what day is the Sabbath day? Tell them, what day is the Sabbath day? Y'all know what day it is? Michael, tell them. What day is it? It's on Saturday. Saturday. Do y'all go to church? Y'all go what day? Sunday, right? Guess what? We learned Sunday worship from our oppressor. These are the founding fathers of man-made religion. That's how we learned Sunday worship from them. Like, for example, what religion are y'all? Are you Catholic, Christian? Catholic. So let me ask you, in the Catholic churches, have they ever taught you that you're an Israelite? That's a problem, because you got to know who you are according to the Bible. There's 18 different nations in the Bible. You got to know where you fit in, and you got to know who God's dealing with.
What is a nation? Nation is family. Nation is community. Nation is men leading by example. Nation is women's support. Nation is children with role models. Nation is unity.